Another attorney commercial with big promises? Millions of dollars, practicing law 24 hours a day, blah, blah, blah. Let's get rid of the smoke and mirrors. None of that really matters. What does matter? Having a medical doctor as your attorney. That matters.
Good morning, crew. It is Friday. It is February 20th. You are watching Peaks2Plains Weather live mornings with Meister. I am Matt Meister. Let me tell you what is in the Peaks2Plains weather mug today. Because I was out on the road last night. I went to Ordway in Crowley County for the annual pumpkin game, Fowler and Crowley County High School. But I've got the American Classic Coffee high caffeine, zero dark 30 in here. This is the outside of F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where Spence, who runs American Classic Coffee, was stationed at one point in his military career. And let me tell you something, it's kicking it. I needed it because I was out on the road late last night. I'm up early this morning, but ladies and gentlemen, we're rolling. I do have a awesome about 3-minute interview from courtside in between the girls and the boys game last night that I will share with you coming up in a little bit. And check this out. Travis is checking in this morning and says, Crowley County native watching. He's ready to see it. And so is Kevin. He's watching from Rocky Ford this morning. So crew, I will have that coming up here in a little bit. I'm going to do the first part of our forecast first, and then I will share that with you. If you have questions that you would like to ask for the weekend forecast, if you want to share anything, some of you guys that have those Crowley County and Arkansas Valley connections, you are welcome to do so. These links are always the same every day. So if you write those down and you have some morning where you want to join, you are welcome to do so. All right, I'm going to head straight over to the weather wall and give you kind of the nuts and bolts of the forecast here, because we are heading into a little bit of a quieter stretch as we move through the weekend. It was a quieter weather day up across the mountains yesterday. Still had a little bit of snow here or there, but we had some blue sky as well, sitting in between weather systems yesterday. So we've had a series of them move through this week. Of course, we've had rounds of snow and some wind up across the high country. I do think this weekend is going to be the best weekend of skiing and riding so far up across Colorado's mountain areas. And we've had those multiple days of fire weather concerns across the lower elevations. But you can see the next system coming in here early this morning, catching some scattered showers up across the Sangre de Cristos early this morning. Here goes Ski Patrol out and about at Wolf Creek this morning. That is a good dump of snow from the looks of things there. And again, one of the reasons I think it's going to be a pretty good weekend. See the Snowcat working there at Crested Butte. We'll have some off and on snow through the morning and start to wind things down a little bit as we head into the afternoon. Did catch some snowflakes before the sun was coming up here in Monarch Mountain. A little bit of a break now, but another day of some fresh snow. So that's good news. I do think we're going to be kind of on the lower end of these ranges that I grabbed from the models here. So maybe 1 to 4 inches, something like that for the I-70 resorts today. Maybe more likely to be 3 or 4 inches for Crested Butte. Southern Mountains, I think Monarch gets 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 4 for Perg. Wolf Creek could catch another maybe 5, 6 inches today before we kind of wrap things up for the week. With all of the snow that we've had this week, we still have avalanche warnings in effect for the high country. If you want to go grab some backcountry fresh tracks, keep that in mind. It's not recommended that if you go over some of the steeper slopes where there is an avalanche risk. Locally, early this morning, you can see the clouds have been on the increase here as we moved past midnight. We've had some off and on snow showers here. There have been a couple snowflakes across the Front Range here early this morning. Nothing significant as of yet, and look at that. No strong wind gusts across the area. I know some of us didn't really have those yesterday, but there were a few spots that were still dealing with some wind. So here's Banjo's barometer for today. You can see he's got the sweater on here. It's going to be a chilly day. We have a chance of showers across the area. Banjo doesn't like the cold. He doesn't like showers. He's going with a 6 out there today before we get to some warmer weather for the weekend. So here's the day planner for Woodland Park. I think we're mainly quiet during the morning, but we hit the middle part of the day, and certainly through the afternoon we're going to see our chance of snow showers, and then that system will get out of here overnight. Now, this is a very spring-like system. If you think thunderstorms in the summertime where one neighborhood gets it, next, maybe a mile down the road they don't, you're kind of on the right track. locally for today. And you can see shower chances come in here for the middle part of the day. Notice how they're hit and miss here on the computer model. Also notice how there's some darker blues in there. The strongest couple of showers today could put down some reduced visibility and quick accumulations of snow. So if you get caught underneath one of these things and you're not ready, it might scare you a little bit. As we hit the evening hours, we're starting to see the coverage of that decrease across southern Colorado. We hit, 8, 9 o'clock tonight. We're starting to wind things down really, really fast, even up over the mountain areas. Any clouds early tomorrow morning up on I-70 will give way to sunshine, and we'll see that here for the balance of our Saturday. So some spotty amounts here, maybe on the order of a couple inches, especially up high, especially up on the peaks of the Sangres. Somebody down here could catch a quick inch or two of snow. That might happen over the western side of the San Luis Valley today, also in the Pikes Peak region. But don't get hung up on where the model is showing one of these showers. Obviously, with the higher elevation, you're more likely to catch that inch, perhaps two up across Teller County. But, some parts of El Paso County might get hit with a little inch or so of snow today. Don't be surprised if that happens. Like I said, think thunderstorms. Let's talk temperatures today. We will get into the 40s, maybe 50 for Springfield, but most of the area is kind of in the 30s today, so it'll have a chilly feel. Any of those showers coming in will pull some cold air down from the clouds, so that'll give you an extra sort of feel to the chill. Overnight tonight, we're chilly. Single digits and teens as we start off Saturday. 40s for the most part tomorrow. We'll feel pretty good with sun, and I think with mainly light wind. In fact, I'll wrap up this part of the forecast with this. As the system moves through today, we will see some breezes over some of the mountain areas. But I'm going to run this through the next 48 hours. No strong wind in the forecast. I think that's good news. We will have some downslope coming off some of the hills on Saturday. As we start to bring in some warmer air. I'll talk about the extended forecast coming up here in just a little bit. I'm going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about where I was last night in Ordway.
Emergencies are unpredictable, but you don't have to be unprepared. Peak Alerts sends you targeted emergency alerts in real time for the places that matter to you most, so you know what's happening and what to do next. Know first, act fast. That's the power of Peak Alerts.
If you missed the opportunity earlier this week when I was talking about peak alerts, when we had that strong wind, I really do think you should sign up for that if you're in Teller and El Paso County. Always a good idea to get multiple ways to get notifications when things are going a little bit squirrely out there. Okay, last night I went to Crowley County High School in Ordway, which is just to the north of the Arkansas River, for an annual tradition that honors a local family. And I did an interview courtside with John Tomke, who is the organizer of this. Check it out.
Hey everybody, something really, really cool here on the eastern plains of Colorado. We are in Ordway at Crowley County High School, a big rivalry game as the Fowler Grizzlies are in town to take on the Chargers. Joining me now is John Tomke. John, this is a really, really important game for your family. It's the pumpkin game. Tell me about it.
Well, like I said, we started in the mid-'80s doing pumpkins for Crowley County, and then Fowler. We used to come every year. And as a tribute to my dad, I started the game 17 years ago. We missed COVID in 21, but we've been in it for 16 years now.
And so how is it honoring your dad? Tell me a little bit more.
Well, they said he grew up with, I told you earlier, south of breast, not much, so he did that. He's done all those, and done it so many years that he deserved it.
So what does it mean to this area when two towns come together with a rivalry like this?
Oh, well, like I said, I think we put this jerseys in the closet. They'll probably find it. On the court it is. Afterward, we all, say hi and hug and visit for catch up. A lot of people have grown up in both communities and been in there, so it's a big deal. This is, well, maybe not Super Bowl, but probably divisional playoffs.
Okay. I think it's neat, though, in a small town like this, because I think in the cities, we've lost a little bit about that magic of high school sports. I mean, the parents go, the students go, but I don't think the neighborhoods are going anymore. And that's not what you see.
You do crowd enhancing at TCA. Do you have that big of crowds most nights?
I mean, no, we don't.
And it's usually this way most nights. I mean, maybe closer ones, maybe if you're somewhere a lot farther, you may not have any. But if it's Lincoln, Rocky Ford, or Crowley County, Fowler, or, you know, any of those in there, if they're out of the area and they're not travel as well, but everybody, this is a social activity down here.
Well, so the girls' game just wrapped up. That was a big thing, only the second time in the history of the Pumpkin game that Crowley County won.
There have been a few other times in it. I mean, Crowley people are happy. I know the Crowley people, oh man, they don't like doing it. It's just the way it is. And it's been 20 since Fowler boys have won it. It's been pretty even prior to the last 4 years between Crowley County and Fowler. I didn't look at the exact years, but it's been a little more competitive. There have been some competitive years on the girls' side, but Fowler's known how to win.
Had the upper hand. Well, I thank you for the invite tonight. This is so fun. I'm glad I'm here. John Tomke here, Pumpkin Game, Crowley County versus Fowler. Peaks2Plains Weather all over the place, from the peaks to the plains. See what I did there? Very, very cool out there. Sorry about that. I didn't turn my microphone on after that. I apologize. I got all excited about the high school football game. Sorry about that. So I was in Buena Vista, and I was actually in Salida for the Buena Vista and Salida game about 5 years ago, and it was great. It was just like Crowley County. Everybody was packed in there, was on top of it. I mean, I love the high school sports. I think it's fantastic. If you haven't been to a game in a while, if your kids have maybe grown up or whatever, or your kids are little, take them to a high school game. It's so great. The kids work so hard to represent their community, their neighborhood, their town, and you really should go. It is really, really awesome. Again, I apologize about the audio thing. I got all fired up about what I wanted to say, and I did turn my microphone back on. So I apologize for that, but it was really, really fun. So let's check in here early this morning. Clinton did say I should go to the game tonight between Buena Vista and Salida. When I got to see that, it was fantastic. Karen says, good morning this morning from Pueblo West. Thanks for watching. Rudy is watching in Trinidad this morning. I appreciate that. And Julie's like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really fun to see that. I'm so glad that I got to be there. If you would like to join the show, maybe share your high school sport experience or something like that, well, why not? Let's talk about it this morning. I would love to do that.
I use my links here. You put it into the browser on your phone or your desktop, and you can join the show. Maybe share a memory from the pumpkin game or some other game in Southern Colorado. There's lots of awesome traditions amongst the high schools that are just fantastic. I'm going to do the extended forecast here really quick, and this won't really take too long because, thankfully, we're getting into a little bit of a quieter weather pattern here as we move into the weekend. So let me show you the extended forecast here for Colorado Springs. We're kind of cool over the weekend before we get a warm-up as we move into Monday and Tuesday. That is going to bring a little bit of a change in the pattern and a little bit of a weather concern as we head into next week. And here's what it is. So on Saturday, you see we get this ridge of high pressure coming in. And we are going to see a little cold front kind of come across the eastern plains Saturday night. That'll keep us kind of cool, it's looking like, for Sunday. A couple days ago, it looked like that would kind of stay off to the east. It might sideswipe us now, so I pulled the numbers back a little bit. But we keep this ridge overhead into early next week. Then see as we head from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, the ridge flattens there, and we get this orange from the northern part of Colorado back to the west over Utah, southern Idaho, and Nevada. That jet streak is in a really good spot to bring some downslope wind down the eastern slopes of the Rockies. And it'll be in some different areas that have had it from the last couple of days. I'm kind of watching the Rampart Range up to the north, the foothills west of Denver, given where that jet streak currently is, to maybe have some downslope wind for the middle part of the week. And then we're going to kind of stay in some northwest flow here. And that usually means quiet weather along the Front Range with, if there's enough moisture in the flow, some snow for the high country. So let's check things out here. This pattern is also favorable for mountain wave clouds. And you'll see that as we move into Monday and Tuesday. So Tuesday may be a day where the temperature is warm, but the feel is a little bit deceiving and might feel cooler if those high clouds are thick, and it looks like they might be. Then we get the jet streak to come in from the northwest, and we get some snow for the mountain areas as we move into the middle part of the week here, so more central and northern ski resorts in the southern mountains with that system, and maybe a window for some wind locally. We might also catch a couple showers on Wednesday. I'm not overly excited about the pattern as of yet, so you're not going to see that in the extended forecast for a lot of areas east of the mountains, but it is something that I'm watching, something that I'll keep an eye on. So here's a look for Keystone. I do think we get some snow in the middle part of the week here. Is it going to be a lot? Probably not. Maybe the order of 3 to 6 inches, something like that. Colorado Springs, we will bring the temperatures down after the warmer temps on kind of Tuesday into Wednesday. And again, I do think we'll get a little bit of a window here for some fire weather concerns in the middle part of the week, and maybe an overnight Tuesday into Wednesday of some strong downslope wind. So that is something that I am watching for. Teresa this morning says, good morning from Weston. Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for joining us here early this morning. Some changes that I've made to Peaks2PlainsWeather.com this week. If you haven't had a chance to go visit that, I do have some interactivity now that allows you to kind of dive into the extended forecast, kind of like what you're seeing here on Colorado Springs. If you want to check that out a little bit more, you can go into my command center here on the website and see what's happening. You can put in your location. You can check that out. You can kind of dive in by the hour forecast there and check things out. You can check out my detail here on the extended forecast as well. You can get a little bit more information there. Kind of like everything I'm doing. I'm going to be growing where I am out in the community, like where I was in Ordway last night. I'm going to start doing some live broadcasts and things from some of our community events here over the course of 2026. I'm about ready to go with some of that stuff, so that's something that you can watch for as well. My friends, it is coming up on about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock here on Friday morning. I'm worn down a little bit. Check this out, crew. This is fantastic. Craigers in Colorado Springs with a question. With our trend of mild winters and summers, do I believe that the jet stream is changing, bringing different weather patterns? Oh, Craigers. Love you, buddy. You all know who that is. Do I think the jet stream is bringing changing weather patterns? Yes, Craig, it's always bringing changing weather patterns. You know that. You've been listening to me long enough. Thanks for making my day, dude. Oh, love it. That's fantastic. It's totally made my week. Wendy saying hi from Salida this morning. Wendy, hello. Good morning to you. I hope you have a great day. Watch out for some of those snow showers later on. If some of you have been joining late, I'll end with that one more time because I do have chances some snow showers in the forecast here for today. Woodland Park, our day planner, kind of sort of represents a lot of the area. We hit the middle part of the day, we see a chance of showers. Somebody could hear some thunder out there today. I won't be surprised if that happens, but not everybody is going to get these showers. They're hit and miss. So kind of think thunderstorms in the summertime, you're on the right track, but it's our chilly and our kind of cooler, unsettled day. Somebody may be catching a quick inch or so of snow in the cities, certainly a possibility today before we get quieter for the weekend. Crew, that is it for me today. Have a fantastic Friday. Anytime you need the forecast, you know what to do. Download the Peaks2Plains Weather app. A couple folks downloaded it last night using the QR code here, scanning on my phone. And, you know, please share that with your friends. It's growing, and there is a movement happening here. Peaks2Plains Weather is our weather together. Have a good Friday, crew. I'll see you live. If we get anything squirrely happening today, I'll be here with that. Otherwise, have a good day. Get the forecast anytime you need it, anytime you want it. I'm where you are here on Peaks2Plains Weather. Have a good Friday.